Hey everybody, Cam K in with you tonight on OnTrack Weekly. We've got a extremely packed show. We've got drivers from Sunset Speedway. We've got a promoter coming on. We have APC racer coming on, and just in the last second, we have confirmed a driver from Full Throttle Motor Speedway in the mini truck division. She's going to come on and chat with us. So we're going to kind of work on the fly here. Probably give about 10 minutes to each competitor, each person that's coming on to talk with us about their past weekend, um, and um, hopefully we have a good showing tonight for you. I'm really excited to have welcome on to start tonight the winner at Sunset Speedway in the modified division, and really wasn't. I want to say he wasn't really contested this weekend, but it was a solid weekend for our good friend in the number 69, Wally Wilson, back with us, buddy. You spanked the field tonight, or not tonight, but I guess yesterday, and did it on Racing America. So how's it feel?
Uh, Pretty good. About the same as every other one.
About the same as every other one. Things just kind of went really well, right from practice for you, and the heat races went well. Um, I do want to point out, though, you guys had a very, very tough situation with your division in practice, a very, very hard crash for, I believe it was Ben Grunts in the four, and Luke Janak. Before you guys go and get racing, does that weigh in your mind a little bit? Like, holy crap, that just happened?
Honestly, for me, not really. I try not to think too much about it because I mean, the more you think about it, the more likely it is to happen, I find. But yeah, like it, I luckily I didn't really see it. I just kind of saw the smoke
Yeah.
and I saw a car in the wall. Like, huh, that's not good. And then I saw the car after. I was like, holy
Yeah.
crap, that was
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys, let's be honest here. You've kind of been the face of this modified division the last couple of seasons because it really has gone through a massive change. A lot of the full-time competitors that have been there haven't been able to do it, and you also race in every modified division that is running in Ontario, really. Um,
Yep.
so we know you're going to be doing Delaware. They're running
Yep.
next week, I think.
Friday, yeah.
Friday,
Yes, we're
yeah.
doing Friday.
So they got Friday, you have Oscar Tour, you have Sunset Modifieds.
Yep.
Why?
Uh, I like race cars.
He likes race cars, friends. It's a great, definite. It's a definite truth, Wally. You have, I think, like four. I think it's four, right?
Four mods, and we have a Pro Late in the shop, but
And a Pro
it's
Late. You've
weird.
done the midgets. You've done
Yeah,
legends. Do you feel now the most comfortable you've ever been in the modified division?
I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, I can show up to the track, and I kind of know like what what to expect, what the car's going to do. Like, I get on track, I know what the car needs to be fast. So seems to be going pretty well.
And obviously, this year's a little bit different. No TJ Edwards in the division. That's a big loss. Obviously, the champion from last year at Sunset Speedway, and there's been the champion, who's two-time champion actually last year, won the Oscar and Sunset. And
Yep.
AJM's out there, and you got a new competitor, and I'm going to talk about her because she's one of my favorite racers, and she talked a lot about you actually over the last couple of days. She was really excited to go out there and race with you, and that's Amanda Balson. Adding some star power to your division, how was it like running out there with her?
It was pretty good. I was talking to her after the race, and she seemed pretty happy. They're coming a long way. They're starting to figure it out. I mean, they didn't really get much practice from what I heard, so she was struggling a little bit, but they're gonna be fast, and you know they're gonna be fast.
Do you feel that like the mods aren't the same as driving what she's driven, which has been late models, hot rods? They're a completely different animal?
They're fairly similar, I find.
Yeah.
Mostly like I find the mods are a little bit more aerodynamic and like you don't have to like have the like biggest motor to be fast. You just kind of have to have the car turn well. So I think that's a big thing as well. Like she's gonna it's not so much like the open wheel. Like the open wheel obviously is different, but honestly, they shouldn't drive too much different, I don't think.
Well, and this has kind of been your kind of story lately as well, as when you get into these modified races. For a long period of time, it was kind of you kind of ran at the back, and now all of a sudden it's Wally Wilson at the front, and Wally Wilson gets out to a big lead, and Wally Wilson dominates. Um, then you win, and you win by I think the total was 6 seconds, so that wasn't a small win. That was like an Andy Camrath win that you had. Um, so man, that's got to feel great to start the season that way.
That's it's definitely a good way to start the season. I can honestly say I've never gone out and won the first race. I think the last time I did that might have been in go-karts. So,
Well,
and then for me to go out and dominate like the whole night, I won the heat and the feature. So it's pretty good.
so what was the turning point for you? Because we saw glimpses of this a couple years ago, and then it didn't happen. And then Peterborough, I believe it was with Oscar, was that number one for you?
Yep.
So
Yep, that was
what
number one.
this seems a lot like that night. That it just everything from the start clicked. Is it has the car gotten better? Have you gotten better or both?
Uh, I don't really think because we haven't really changed much on the car. I think honestly, just me being surrounded by like getting to know a lot more by surrounding myself by like obviously I with a bunch of teams and stuff all the time. I'm constantly at the racetrack talking to people, working with guys like all the guys at White Motorsports, and even when I was working with the guys at McCall, like honestly, like you pick it all up and like I try to be a sponge and just learn as much as possible, and guess it's been working out.
I think so. I think it's definitely something that we can be proud of is that Wally Wilson, we've seen the change. Now everybody likes to bring up the hair deal. Everyone likes to bring up the wall. I love the Wallace Wilson. I think that's great. I like when we get to pull
Mm.
out the professional name. For yourself though, the fact that you're doing this with your old man and he's getting to see this success now. He's getting to see all of that money pay off in spades. How does it feel to have your old man with you?
Oh, it's great. Honestly, like he's been there since day one, so it's been pretty great, honestly. And then now it's we like just starting to know how much it's been costing and everything. And then these days going out and actually having it be worth it, you can see he's a lot happier with it. So
Well, I hear people saying that drivers gotten better, cars the same, and that's from your spotter Colton Everingham. And Reg says more confident. Matt Brace says congratulations on your big win, and it's great. It's awesome to see that in really a short period of time because the switchover really happened. I want to say it was like the last two seasons. Really, it
yep,
started towards the end, I think, of 23, but 24 last year was definitely the best year. This year starting, I like the thing is you're starting the season with a win, and that means you're in the points lead. First time you ever in the
yep,
points lead. So
yep,
now comes the hard part. You have to hold off everybody else. You saw the field yesterday. It's a little small. We know it is. Sunset
yeah.
Modifieds are rebuilding. But I've put this question out on social media. We know that Colton Everingham is a shoe-in to get into that car at some point, the second car. But when is Keegan Moat going to get out there? Because we had an interview last year where Keegan Moat called you out and said, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to beat Wally Wilson. As somebody who's in the racing scene, how awesome does that feel?
It's pretty good. Honestly, I would love to see Keegan hop in the car. He's a good kid.
You know, I think that if we can have more Wally Wilsons to draw young kids like Keegan Boat going into the modifieds, that's what we want, right? We want people to be interested. That's
Yep.
the key to it, right? Is you want the young racers to be coming in and being a part of it. But you're going to be out there with Epic Racewear this Friday, Delaware Speedway. You're going to do another modified race. I have no idea what that field is going to look like. We really don't know. We know Steve McCaw is supposed to have a car. I would think Jamie Cox will come out and race. He's normally out there for when they do the Delaware races. Maybe we'll see Steve Trindle. We probably expect to see Steve Trindle in the 46 out there. Maybe Jason Keane. Who knows who we're going to see. But Wally, congratulations. This is a moment to thank anybody that you'd like, and then we're going to bring on our next guest. So thank you so much, Wally. But this is your moment. Thank those people that made it possible.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'd like to thank Fireplace Patio Shop, Have1.com, Epic Raceway, Napoleon, Fastenal of Oshawa, the Drunken Duck Mobile Bar. I feel like I'm forgetting one, but I'm bad for that.
Stickers and
I
Scuffs
got to thank Tyler
podcast.
Hahn, Stickers and Stuff Podcast, of course. um, Tyler Hahn,
Yes.
Xander, Colton for spotting, my dad, girlfriend, mom, obviously. You can't not thank mom. Bunch of people, honestly, like just surrounded by great people.
Perfect. Well, Wally, best of luck this Friday and go get yourself another one.
Thank you so much.
That, everybody, is Wally Wilson. As Colton Everingham says, the GOAT, Wally Wilson, here on ONTrack Weekly. We're gonna continue right along here, and she was fashionably late getting a response to me, but that's okay. We are bringing on the first. Oops, let me make sure I spell her name right on this. But the first double feature winner of the season out at Full Throttle Motor Speedway for the mini truck division is Keisha Zimick. Keisha, you started the season in victory lane twice. How does that feel?
It definitely feels amazing. Couldn't be any happier. Couldn't have been more blessed for the way the season to start. I know always huge nerves and butterflies always when the season starts. I've been doing this for 13 years, so I couldn't be any happier with how it started.
You know what? It was a little tough seeing the field size. I'm not gonna lie. It's and you know it. You've
Yeah.
been through it. There's been upwards of 20 trucks. There's
Yes.
been, like we had yesterday, where 4 trucks show up. We've talked about this in the past on our shows. This happens with divisions. They go through peaks and valleys, but you're out there. You had a young kid in his first ever mini truck race, finished second to you both times in Ethan Mallon. The veteran held off the rookie this time. So for yourself, of course, it's been a while since you got to victory lane, right?
Yes, I didn't get to victory lane at all for season 2024. So it would have been back in 2023 would have been my last victory lane experience. So definitely super nerve-wracking. But I was so worried about making a mistake.
Well,
But
and
it's so great to be back.
obviously last year was a hotly contested division. You had Del Freiberger, Owen Corriveau, these young
Yeah.
kids coming out there and just getting into
Oh
this
yeah,
division, and yeah, they're moving, they're fast, and you get out there and you didn't have a bad season by any means,
No.
but it was just different, right?
Yeah, of course. And lots of definitely good competition. And I hope the Corvos and the Sims can come back out and just bring that heat because I love being victory lane, but I love even better competition.
And that's exactly it, right? We've seen it. When we started this deal, the mini truck division was flourishing, and again, it goes through peaks and valleys. We know financial situation is really tough
Yeah.
in the province, and people aren't able to commit as much time into their motorsports as they are hoping. For yourself, are you going to be doing just the trucks at Full Throttle this year, or are you going to go and venture out to Grand Bend as well?
Hopefully to do a little bit of both. Hopefully plan on doing both Full Throttle and Grand Bend full time this season. Definitely to balance out both the tracks there, and especially if the both fields are kind of hurting, it's great to kind of support both.
Absolutely, and potentially come away with 2 championships this season.
That would be
That could be,
amazing.
yes, because I mean, as far as we know right now, it's looking a little quiet as well at Grand Bend for the trucks. But you've been doing this for a while, and you've been
Yeah.
kind of a campaigner for the mini truck division.
Thank you.
Why should people get involved in the mini trucks?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, of course, I'm a little biased, but I definitely love the division. Like, I definitely think it's like a definitely huge room for growth, like all different ages. Definitely know there's a few like younger kids getting into it this year, and it's just gonna be so cool to watch them grow and just pass on that experience and the knowledge, and then helping them. And that's what I love. There's like no age cap, so like you
Yeah.
can do this till forever. So it's kind of nice to kind of see kind of go through the motions and kind of grow with it and grow with the division and grow with the other people around it is, I think, my favorite part for sure.
And you've seen it again, like you said, at the most the times where it's the busiest and the times where maybe it's not so busy.
Yeah.
Um, what are these trucks like to drive?
Ooh, I think they're a blast. Super fun. Definitely when I was in the junior late models, not having suspension. So just having the luxury of having suspension is amazing. But I think they're so fun to handle. I definitely think they're still as fun as a full size race car. Like you can definitely still get into the close racing, close passing. It's definitely a super fun division, that's for sure.
And we talked when you were on our podcast, oh, geez, a while ago now, that it's been a little difficult. I mean, trying to go out and find some partnerships and try
Mhm.
and build on the the resume and racing. And we Full Throttle is a track that I think people forget about. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
it seems like it sometimes doesn't get the rap that it deserves. I mean, I think
Mhm.
people go out there and put their biases out there about the track and maybe about the surroundings. So let's talk about why Keisha Zimic is still racing at Full Throttle Motor Speedway and going out there and winning.
Yes. Oh, I love Full Throttle. I just think the banking and like the track itself is so much fun. Is definitely the huge reason. Even when we used to travel back in the junior late models, I just found that was so different than every other track I'd been to. With the banking, the speed, and the cornering is definitely my favorite. And I definitely love the environment too. Like I found it so supportive. Even there's some new staff at the track this year, and then just coming by and just wanting to chat and like get to know the division that I've never seen it before. Like it's just so like welcoming and inviting. It's so good to have that like close knit group and everything, and everyone's just so supportive regardless of what division you're in.
And I think what we can say is that if people are looking at investing in potential drivers, that you want people that go out and do stuff like this. They come on shows, they talk about their
Mhm.
experiences. They have great partnerships. They're doing stuff. They're like you talked about as well, helping the next generation. And that is the
Mhm.
most important thing. You've got some young racers, some young girls that are racing even out at Full Throttle Motor Speedway. We've seen Maya Ford out there. We've seen
Yeah,
the Vales out there as well. Still racing actually
they
out
do
there.
awesome.
Yeah, and so like I can see, especially Emma Vale, I could definitely see her going into a
Oh
mini
yeah,
truck, just looking exactly like Andrew and Jason's truck. I think that's got to happen at some point.
of
And
course, Dale
got to have the
Nation.
two. Yeah, exactly. Got to have the two girls race against each other, right? And kick the pants off of everybody else, right?
Exactly.
And I think the problem I think that with the steam behind the mini trucks is that they are only at two tracks. It's really
Mhm.
hard to get that momentum when you do only have two tracks that have this class. Are these similar to say a junior late model or similar to another class in terms of what they're like? Do these trucks have suspensions?
Yes, yeah, they do have suspension. Um, I've never personally driven a Legend, but I feel like they're kind of similar in
Hmm.
that aspect, like kind of size wise and everything. And I definitely feel like we could travel to different tracks. Like obviously, like Austin used to race many trucks with us, and
Yes.
like being the Legends now, and like him going to different tracks. Like I definitely think that's a huge thing that the mini trucks could do as well. Like I know we've been to Sauble. A few years ago, we did do a race at Sunset. So it would be kind of cool to travel and just kind of even like showcase more of our division to other tracks so they kind of know that we're out there. And then
Hmm.
maybe people might be more invested in it. Same with how the junior late models, never used to be at Peterborough, but now they have a huge field at Peterborough.
Exactly.
So just kind of like bringing out the knowledge and kind of showcasing what we got.
I think a lot of occasions you can get a lot of great competitors in these divisions, but there's a good there's a good sense of, oh, people already know what legends are because they
Mhm.
travel all around. If people have
Yeah.
no idea what these mini trucks are, I think again, it's all about having a ladder system. We've talked
Mhm.
about several times about the IndyCar scene, for example, they have a
Mhm.
very good ladder program where you start in the lower division and work
Yeah.
your way up. I think that mini trucks are like the ones that you can do after a junior late model. They're the
Yeah.
ones that you can do similar to a Legend where there's no age restriction. For you guys, I think Sauble is a bang on. I think that's a great fit for the mini trucks because you guys do something that not a lot of racers get the experience. You guys can actually draft. And
Mhm.
we've seen it at Full Throttle Motor Speedway. It can get a little crazy out there
Yep.
when you get a lot of trucks, right?
That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So, Keisha, you have a full slate of racing on your schedule this year. How can people follow along with you on social media? You guys post pretty good. You're out there. You're racing basically every event now for the
Yeah.
mini trucks, and of course, you're always looking for partners. You're a big supporter of Ladies of the Oval, a big supporter of Stickers and Scuffs, which we really appreciate. How can people follow along with you on social media?
Of course. So I do have my own Facebook page. So just nice and simple. So just Keisha Zimick Motorsports. I'm plan on kind of posting weekly updates on what we're kind of doing, and definitely love to have more sponsors and supporters. So of course, is always open to support local businesses. Anything small and local too is just amazing to just kind of support. Everything Canadian, especially with everything kind of going on. And anything local is amazing.
Absolutely, Keisha. You know what? I'm so glad that you had the couple moments to chat with me tonight. I know it was really late, but I'm glad that we got this because I said I wanted to get somebody that was from Full Throttle that got into Victory Lane this weekend because you guys had to wait an extra day.
Yeah.
You weren't able to get out there until this weekend, and best of luck for the rest of the year. And thank you so much for taking the time to join me tonight.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate the last minute call. I was so excited. I was like, I will drop anything and I will be on.
Perfect. We'll have to get you on again when you win the championship, okay?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thank you so much. Take
No
care.
problem. All right. So thank you, Keisha Zimick, who is joining me. Again, if you guys want to get involved with Keisha, you can definitely reach out to me if you want. I can definitely put you into contact with her. There is definite need. I think she's one of those racers that they don't have a ton of budget, and so anything that you can get will be, it'll be really appreciated. And that's the biggest thing, right? We're hoping that by having ONTrack Weekly turn into more of an interview show, that we can see people getting opportunities because people tune into this show. We can share this. Keisha, Wally, very well spoken. We need people that put on a product, people that'll come on the show. We can hear a little bit more about the drivers. An interview at the track is great. It's not always the easiest to get to know the racer and get to talk with them. Hopefully, by doing stuff like this as well, by promoting our racers. I got Austin Arnell on the shirt this week. The plan is to try and get a racer, someone within the racing community covered each week here on the show. And this time around, we're going to bring on somebody else who does a great job for our racing community, really. And especially he does it for the bone stocks, and that is Rich Schwarzenberg from Only Fours is going to join us here on the program. And here he is now. He's got the trophies behind him because you got to have the hardware on camera. He doesn't have a belt with him because the belt's gone to a new home, Rich. How about this past weekend? You had double features at Sunset Speedway with Lakeside Mobile Tire Incorporated and a new belt. A belt now traveling with a new name.
Okay, so first off, the belt that went on Sunday is a one-off. So
that's not the
Bone
traveling.
Stock Battle Royal is a one-off. The traveling belt was supposed to show up with Cam, but he defended it on Saturday night at Flamborough and lost it to Wade Thorne, who will now be defending it next Saturday at Flamborough Speedway.
Oh man, Flamborough's holding. We got to get some people coming to Flamborough to take it back home. That's what needs to happen.
I've heard some rumors. Some Delaware guys have made the attempt and weren't successful. So that's part of the challenge. Some Full Throttle guys have been down there as well to try to bring it home.
That's right. We've seen the lowball team come out a couple of times. They're actually there as well on Sunday. You know what? How about Sunset Speedway? You guys got rained out on Saturday. and they made the call to keep you guys on Sunday for Racing America. And Racing America was tweeting and posting out pictures and clips of the bone stock event, and then also with the belt. How cool is that?
I put it out today. Big picture thinking for the small division. People got to start thinking of these big events and ways to get on social media. What do they have? Like 700,000 followers,
Something crazy.
and we're in front of all those now. The belt, the sponsor, Lakeside Mobile, got featured on Race Time or Racing America. So it's big things for this division, and with big things comes big money.
That's the hope, right? I mean, we've talked about it before. There's definitely a need. The bone stocks division is not what it was. It is expanding at every track. Look at Full Throttle. Look at Flamborough. Flamborough, you and I have talked about it. I still believe that is the best racing in the division, bar none. It's just they don't give a shit. They will go, go, go all the way through. Probably the best ever bone stock finish I've ever seen between Wade Thorne and Cam Thompson. I'm just you don't see that, and it has been amazing this year.
Cam and Wade put on a clinic. It's definitely a candidate for race of the year at this point in any division. And those guys went side to side 3 laps. And I talked to Cam and Wade on Saturday night, and they said they didn't touch.
I believe it.
Yeah. Oh, one quick thing, Cam.
Yep.
I spoke to Leo just before we went on air because I wanted to give an update.
Sure.
He is feeling better and expects to be back in the car, not that car, this weekend. Yeah.
Good.
So
good.
That
Leo
was a big wreck.
LaBarbera, hard wreck for him, and that's you never want to see that. I mean, obviously they go, and it's been a kind of a tough start for Leo. He was involved in a scuffle on the first lap of the season at Flamborough and saved it. And this looked like it was going to be another save. It didn't really work out that way.
It was not a save.
No, it was not a save. We know he would do it if he could have, but
yes.
It's tough to see that. Obviously, Leo's a good. He's not just a good racer, but he's a good for the sport, and he's
one of the true good guys in the sport. One of the best guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly, and that's the other side of it too. I mean, we've seen it a couple times at Delaware with really bad wrecks. I think Thomas Jeremy had one actually this past week, and even though it was not broadcast, it was a pretty hard wreck for him. So that can happen as well. But let's go out and say we haven't seen a couple of the divisions so far yet. We haven't seen Full Throttle's Bone Stocks just yet. They're starting their season this week, I believe it is. And for yourself, how are you enjoying seeing the numbers get bigger and bigger and bigger in these divisions each and every year, really?
So I've already been to a race live at Delaware. I've already been to a few races at Flamborough now and Sunset. This weekend, I had sponsors, new and old, coming up and talking about ways to get involved this year, which is amazing.
Great.
The 43 car field on opening night at Delaware, people were disappointed about.
Yeah.
They were like, we had 62 last year. This has gone down. And I'm like, you have 43 cars. You are the biggest asphalt division in the province, probably in the country.
Yep.
Weekly racing division. And they were disappointed at 43 cars. I bet you a lot of other tracks would throw a parade if they got 43 cars on a weekly basis.
Absolutely. We know it's going to be tough this year at Sunset. It's their numbers are going to be a little lower. That's why these big specials are important, because they will come out and they'll showcase the weekly racers, bring in some new faces as well.
And Sunset had an opportunity to present itself to the province, to the drivers. Yep. And a lot of drivers are going back and going, that was some wild, clean action.
Yep.
On Sunday. We'll be back to race again here. If they got an off night, which Full Throttle and Flamborough do not have very many off nights, Hilltop Nationals is one of those, which is the next big event coming up at Sunset Speedway.
You've got that one at Sunset. You also have the Gold Rush, which is now, there's a lot happening with that now.
Oh, okay. So Ash McMartin, Lakeside Mobile Tire, what an amazing partner.
Very
I
much.
believe the connection that I made with her is through you, so thank you for that. Um, she's bringing the big money to Gold Rush. She put $1,500 into the purse already. There's a contest for drivers on OnlyFours right now. And I don't know if you caught it on the Racing America coverage when my driver managed to thank OnlyFans instead of OnlyFours.
Oh no,
So,
I must have completely went over my head.
oh, I looked at him and I'm like, James, he's like, OnlyFours, it's your fault, man.
He could thank OnlyFans too. There's plenty of things to thank there.
Different race prep for everybody, I suppose. But go over to OnlyFours if you're a driver wanting to participate in the Gold Rush. Ashley's giving away a free tire. So amazing things. And this was one of the things that you and I had talked about off cam a few weeks ago is drivers, teams, fans, please take the opportunity to thank these sponsors.
Yes.
Because I have sponsors coming up to me saying, we will give you money for a race because you know what? You said thank you.
Yeah.
And that blows my mind that a simple please and thank you that you were taught in grade school is the reason people are giving me money. Like,
It's
come
and
on,
that's
guys, we got to be better than that.
I think this is not even this isn't an only bone stock problem. This goes all the way
It is
through.
not.
It is a racing
Absolutely.
problem. And the fact of the matter is, I dealt with this before as well, with partners that said, well, my driver doesn't ever post, doesn't ever tag me in anything, you're getting money. And in this day and age, if you can get anything, and yep, it might not even be money, it might be product. If it's product even, you mentioned it we were talking about this on the show, I think it was last week, and you said
Yep.
it's still a cost. It's still something that you would have to pay for. So that is still thank you worthy. That's something that people should not be turning away. I have had drivers that have said, I won't take anything less than. And that's death. Okay? That's death in racing. If you say, no, I'm not going to take that money because I think my panel is worth more than that. Well, okay, I'm going to say then, you know what? Then I don't really want to get involved.
I got a brand new sponsor this week, Bim Hot Sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm getting? Hot sauce.
There you go.
So why not?
Yep.
Like, you got to look at that. We got Mishimoto radiators as well this weekend. And we got amazing stuff going on with Ashley McMartin, both on the promotion side of OnlyFours and on the race car. So it's pretty wild stuff.
And that's what we're saying. When we're talking about guys that do stuff, I'm talking about like this. So Ben McPherson and McPherson Motorsports with their partner Muskoka brand. Talk about promotion. Ben is one of those guys. He's going out there and he's got this massive bag full of dipping sauce that he goes off into the crowds and gives them samples of. That's the type of stuff you've got to do it for the partners. They're the ones that are making it possible for you to go racing.
I tried it at Motorama. It was absolutely amazing. So I'll give the plug to
Yeah.
them as well. Same thing. They walked up with a bag, said, have you tried our dipping sauce? Here's some
Yep.
chips. Here's some sauce.
Yep. Exactly.
And
Nathaniel Greenway with the Rogue Meats. He was walking around with the jerky and everybody was like, oh, I want this. I want that. That's what you do.
And another guy that's come on board to this division big time this year and for Sunset Speedway again, Corey McAllister with the two-speed
Yes.
Bone Stock National, September 6th. Going to be a massive event. Make sure you get your hat.
Yep.
And we tried to get some at Sunset. They were sold out this weekend, so I hope that's a good sign.
I think it is. And you know what? I think we see time and time again. A perfect example, you got Paul Bogensberger Jr. was there this past weekend in the 33. That's a brand new
Yep.
team that didn't decide to go into super stock or hot rod. They decided to get into bone stocks, and they decided to get in bone stocks to go to these big events, to be a part of them, to do what a lot of people would go, it's bone stocks. Well, I'll tell you, I think Joe Lawrence has so much fun when he comes out, when he goes out racing, when Phil goes out racing, and these guys could go race something else, but they come back time and time again James Houghton, perfect example, is another one. Comes in and races in a bone stock division. Why? Because it's fun. It's fun.
He says if you left him out at Full Throttle Speedway just ripping laps, he'd never get off the track. And this is a guy that drove Road Atlanta 2 weeks
Yep.
ago in his TSX, and he's wanting to rip laps at Full Throttle, which is an amazing track. I heard it mentioned before.
Yep.
And one event that doesn't get enough promotion in this province is the Corey Eccles Memorial.
Yes.
It pays huge money, and
Yep.
it should be one of the marquee events. People should talk about that event like ACC or
Yep.
Frosttoberfest or Pumpkin Smasher, because Full Throttle does a phenomenal job in promoting that event and making it feel like a big deal while you're at the track. And it's incredibly important to that family as well.
And I think people need to remember as well that the bone stocks at Full Throttle is, again, another one of the divisions that is the most stacked. You talk about that lowball team, the Etzels out there. You have Weekly, mind you. You have Etzels, you have Dustin Johnston. You have the Duncan team, which I think is operating 7 cars this year. Like,
I think that
amazing.
if the Duncan team, Lowball, and
Yep.
BT ran a race, none of the rest of us would have to show up.
Really, that's true. BT Racing has, I think they're running 5 or 6 this year, but routinely have like 9 or 10 on retainer. Like they have cars for days. Lowball has cars for days. I honestly think that the super teams it's funny how that's a thing in bone stock racing in Ontario. It's not in any other division, but it's in bone stocks. For
The old
yourself,
Jack Roush days.
yeah, it really is. And this, event that we had, these 2 twin 25s, you had a great turnout, mostly, like really, really caution kind of free. And it was a couple of incidents, but not a ton of there's no destroyed race cars at the end of
Nobody
the
went
night.
home with a destroyed race car. Nobody.
Mechanical problems, that happens, right? That's going to happen. 2 guys came from the back to the front each race. Austin Janet, and yeah, that's right, Cam Thompson as well. Austin Janet, Cam Thompson, and James Houghton. Now, weekly racing right now, who are your rankings for, let's say, your top 3 right now in the province for weekly racing? I know not all the tracks have started their events yet, but we'll reconvene kind of later in the season and see who's kind of moved in. But as of right now, who are some of the names that you're saying we should watch out for the rest of the year?
I'm going to do a little bit of self-promotion because we are doing a Only Fours top 10 later on in the week.
Perfect.
We're going to be doing that. Try to do it as a bi-weekly. It's something I do with the Ontario mini stocks. But right at the top of that list, Spencer Riddell.
Yep.
The guy's come out on fire. He wasn't at the Bone Stock Battle Royal because guess what? That guy's focused on winning a championship this year at Flamborough Speedway. Another guy I want people at Delaware Speedway to look out for is Cullen Willems. You and I were talking while Delaware was racing, and I said, he's got the speed tonight. That's him in the 40 car. Mark Allen?
No, 40 at Delaware is Jason Craig.
Jason Craig, yes. Were the 2 cars that I really was watching in that feature there. I know you got a full lineup. They haven't started yet, but I'm really interested to see how Mike Etzel does up at Full Throttle when he doesn't have his son in the same division. So I think he might let loose a little bit more this year. So those are some drivers that you're going to have to watch. Who was it? Well, Chris Allard, of course, you're going to have to watch him at Full Throttle.
Yeah.
Austin Jeanette. And, how did I forget this? Star of the week. Driver of the week, Steve Oakes.
Steve Oakes, yeah.
Where did that come from? He improved 6/10 from feature 1 to feature 2.
He's another
Race
one
of his
that
life.
he has gotten the he's got the Integra moving. He's also, he said what he did is he's been working with some very great people. He's been working with SKLD for a couple of years, but he has had Greg Duncan look over the car. And when they started, he was on the podcast, a couple weeks ago, and they were guys that started, they bought a race car and really didn't know what they were doing. And that's what happens, is that you get to know what to do with the right people. Like you said, Chris Allard, maybe a rough start to his season, but I don't expect that that's going to stay. He's going to move up to the front really quick. I think that, again, we're talking about championship battles, and as Nicole Givens mentions, and I agree with her, that we also need to remember to support the weekly racing. Is not just the big money, it's the weekly ones that show up. We have to keep showing up, and that's 1,000% true. The problem is we cannot have people, and it happens a lot of the times, where they only will show up for one event or two events. It's important not just for the track, but for your sponsors, that when you say you're going to do something, you do it. I know this sounds a little weird, but we're at Stickers and Scuffs, we are not a paid sponsorship, right? However, when people say they're going to be racing this and then they just don't show up, in my opinion, if you are a paying sponsor, you deserve an explanation.
Absolutely.
You deserve to be told why you're not going to be there, right?
Yep.
And it's exactly, I love that point, because I think people do forget it. You know, it is tough to get out there every week, especially Flamborough and Full Throttle. In my opinion, it's a little much. I think it's a little too many races.
When I was racing mini stocks, my sweet spot was 15, 16 nights.
Exactly.
That's 3 to 4 months of your summer tied up to racing.
Yeah.
So you can have a little bit of a life outside. As soon as you get into that 20 to 25 nights a year, I'm out.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there needs to be that limit. I don't really like the fact that, you have like one or two nights for the whole summer, and we're not in a position where somebody is getting paid what they need. In racing nowadays, you're losing money kind of every time you go out there. We do it because of the sponsors, right? And it's going to be part of the future that we're going to have to navigate, is what is that sweet spot? Because I don't think it's this. I don't think it should be 5 nights. I think you're right around that kind of middle grain. And for yourself, I love the double features. I love that Flamborough does it. I love that they do the invert. I think peep tracks are missing out with not doing an invert. Honestly, Flamborough's gotten a lot of new winners because of it.
They've got a lot of new winners, but they got a few. Well, I'll give you an example. Matt Young's race car at the start of the season was the prettiest race car in this entire province.
Yeah.
If Matt Young wants to post a picture of his car after Sunday, then
It's
it's
not so
changed a
much.
bit.
Yeah,
No,
it's not so
there's a few
much.
scrapes and scratches on that one.
Chris Allard says he's going to be at a track every weekend from now until Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Like, that's insane.
Big
Absolutely
time.
insane, I want to know, Rich, you've moved into the promotion game for
Yep.
Only Fours, and you and I have talked about this a lot. We need people to do that.
Absolutely.
We need people to, like what we do here at this show, what we do with Stickers and Scuffs, what Jomo Media does, what Brandon Feeney was doing. It seems like there's less and less of it. I don't really know why. It feels like that maybe there's people that are giving up on the effort. But what do you want to tell people about racing from your experience? That what does it need from people?
It needs people to get behind. Like, get behind it and get involved. And we're all pulling in different directions. And that's fine, because we all have different opinions and values on how we want to promote this sport and drive this sport. And you and I have disagreed with
Yep.
how we think things should be promoted. And
Yep.
that's absolutely fine, because it's two different angles, two different people. I've had the same conversation with Graydon as well.
Yep.
All these different opinions help.
Yep.
You can pick all these different ways to promote the sport and use it to get behind certain events. One of the things I get into back and forth with a lot of drivers, I'm one of these people that you need the $1,000 payout at the top to promote an event. You give me $1,000, I can promote a race.
Yep.
And a lot of people are like, well, let's spread all that money through the pack. Yeah, but the poster, if it says $100 to start, you're not getting any cars. Okay. So you need to sell the sizzle, and then you need to fill the back end as you do. Ashley, coming on board with Gold Rush, we are going to fill the back end on this one. And we're going to make sure everybody gets paid. I'm waiting until John gives me a purse before I say how much money's going which way, so that he
Yep.
doesn't light end something so that I have to fill it. But we are going to give the whole field as much money as we can at the Gold Rush. But I still want someone to step up and give me $1,000 to promote that race. Like, I want $1,000 to win. I want $100 to start. And I want all these guys and girls to have a great race and get behind it. I want you to promote a track that you don't go to. I want
Yeah.
you to promote a driver that you don't go to. And the one thing that kills me about this, your deal, my deal, any other deal, is we promote a video and it gets, for example, our live coverage of the Bone Stock Battle Royal has over 3,000 views and 12 likes.
Yeah.
You're watching it, you're sharing it, you're watching it twice, but you're not pressing that like button. You're
Yeah.
not commenting. You're not sharing. All these things help. Ashley's deal right now, we went to the format where you had to comment, you had to like, and you had to share. And we need to do things like that. We need to share these things and get it out there and promote each other. I share your videos as much as I can. You share my stuff, you promote my stuff, and it's so appreciated. And we can grow together. And I know you have a different fan base than I do. I heard, what's the guy's name that does the dirt? Chaz?
I don't know who he is, but yes, Chaz was there for Ush Weekend.
So I was watching him, and I signed up, I followed him this week, and he says one of his favorite things is watching the people quit doing this, because it shows exactly how hard it is, and that not everybody can do it, because there's so many times you've wanted to quit, I've wanted to quit, we've talked each other through it a few times.
We've talked each other out of it.
And we have to support each other.
Yeah.
But when you put up a post and the first comment is, well, I don't really like that, that's not my deal.
Yep.
No, the first post is, that's awesome, not the way I would have went about it. Thanks to the sponsor for showing up. That's what they want to hear. Like, we almost lost Bone Stock Nationals, I'm not gonna lie, because the comments were, we're not a big fan of this. Well, guess what? We have to get behind these events. Even if it's not exactly the way you wanted it, we have to get behind and we have to promote these events. We've added events to the roster this year, and we have a season of high money, good paying through the field bone stock events across the province. Peterborough's got a special coming up, $100 to start. Okay? Go down, show up. Our car, I don't think, can show up to that one. We've been told, but $100 to start. You should be making the trip.
We got some comments. I would rather have an event with a good spread payout rather than the first place. Makes it tempting to show for someone who doesn't have a chance of winning. That's a good point. We have, I like high payouts. Sorry, that was from Nicole. We have comments make everything move. McPherson Motorsports says the cross promotion of the social media content is huge for everyone. I can't disagree with that. I mean, it is a little bit demoralizing when you do put a post out and you get 12 likes, or you put it out like a podcast and we get under 100 views. Like, in the reality, in the scheme of things, social media and YouTube especially is everything view based. Everything is about that. And if you're getting under 100, it actually is nothing in the grand scheme of things. In reality, what they need from us, what YouTube would require for us to be kind of moving the needle, is tens of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views. And I know that's really difficult because people, they don't, like you said, they'll watch, or they'll look for a minute, not share it, or not like it, or not comment. And that interaction is what drives it to be seen other places.
And
Um,
the people I feel the worst for, and
yeah,
they're the OG, the original, is Pedal Power.
yes,
And they put out incredible free content,
yep,
and we share it privately.
yep,
Forget that. Share it on
yep,
your Facebook page, share it on your Instagram,
yep,
share it on YouTube, comment on it, say you liked it, tell them you liked it. Don't
yep,
wait till you get to the track and be like, oh yeah, we watched 12 of us watched it at home. No, they want 12 views, 12 comments,
yes.
12 likes. Like, and Pedal Power has the best coverage out there of racing. I love it.
I think the again, I just want to get to I like high payouts and showing up to support the events, but some people like me would rather a more even payout to help everybody make it more tempting to have a higher payout finishing further back, especially if we're traveling long distance. We have McPherson Motorsports. The negativity about the event was very disappointing. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything. Fair, very fair. Tech rules are rules, says Chris Allard. Yes, absolutely. Calvin Reeser says, I would like to see payout throughout the field and don't make it show up points. Don't make it show up points. Have a choice on if we want to have a night off with the fam or race, but still contend in the regular season stuff. That's fair too. I am always posting to my racing page to promote not only myself but my sponsors and the events. So, which is a great point, Brady. I like that. So
Yep.
more people will see them all over. It boosts the class, the sponsors of the events, and yourself, as that should be. McPherson, I finally loaded all my videos up on YouTube. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think I
YouTube's
know what that's
tough.
like.
YouTube is tough.
Yeah, it is. We've been at this deal for almost 5 years, and we still don't have 1,000 subscribers. They said your first 1,000 is the hardest to get, so be
Crazy.
prepared. Nicole Givens, the only negative comments I seen regarding two-speed nationals are drivers being upset they are unable to make the date that was selected. Well, again, we can't really. The date's the date, right?
Yep.
That's what happens. Ashley says this is where we need all to promote events and pull more sponsors in to help the back end. Again, Ashley is correct. It is. It is the one thing that I like about all this. We're talking about it. We're talking about.
100%.
We're talking about it. If we didn't talk about it, then I'd be more concerned. If we're not talking about a division, the fact that people are kind of going at it and saying, no, this is what we should do, or this, I don't want this, I don't want this, or I want this, that's good. It's healthy. It means people are invested in the bone stock division. You're going to get more and more people into it. Calvin says Nicole it's the weekend before our championship night. Rough for Sunset, guys. Again, this is the hardest thing with, as Rich, you're trying to find a date that works for everybody. Can't really happen unless all the tracks are willing to work together.
And especially once the season's in place. Also, you get a little perk here because think about this. We didn't lose an event. We gained one.
Yes.
So we gained a big money event before. This event's going to pay more than any championship other than Full Throttle. Full Throttle is the only one that went crazy with their payouts for championship, which is
Yeah.
great on them.
Great on
But if
them.
you're running a full season at Full Throttle, you're making money. Like that payout is, I think, over $2,500 to win
I
the
believe
championship.
I believe you're right. And that was done, I think, out of necessity too. Like they know that their field, that's where they're getting their cars. That
They went
is,
for it. Paul
yep.
went for it, and it's awesome on him.
I like that we're seeing um the growth. I mean, that's what's really important. Um I'm just typing in for our next guest here, so feel free. But I want to feel free, Rich, to share everybody, tell everybody, sorry, where they can find you guys on social media, so we can continue to grow OnlyFours and get people to keep coming back and supporting the content.
We're super easy to find. We're right on Facebook. We're hovering around that 750 followers. Love to get that up to 1,000. Like you said, 1,000's the hardest one to get. Follow it. We're doing live race coverage. We're doing interviews. We're trying to mix up the formats as much as we can. If you want to talk about something, we'll come talk to you. Like I said, we've been at 3 of the tracks that have been open so far. We had plans to be at Sauble on Saturday night.
Yes, you were
Got
there.
rained out. We
You
drove
were
by
there.
full throttle. We were there. We
Yep.
were going to stop at full throttle. Instead, we got Pebbles. And if
Yep.
you're ever up at full throttle, Cam, you and me are going to stop by Pebbles Mennonite Restaurant. Amazing. So, and then we're going to we headed straight down the road, Flamborough. And again, Flamborough pushes ahead and got in the show. It was raining, full wipers, full blast. 8 minutes away from the track. So, anyways, follow us on Facebook. Give us a like. Our likes are down too. Our likes are like 300. But again, for you, for me, for Jomo, for everyone, for Pedal Power, like, follow, comment, share, get it out there, communicate on this sport, comment. And the other one is Nicole's been commenting a lot here. Ontario Bone Stocks and Mini Stocks, and the other one, the other Ontario Bone Stocks, Mini Stocks, Fun Stocks.
Yes.
Like and comment on their stuff.
Yes.
Nicole shares everything any driver will post.
Everything.
So get out there, support the content, support the tracks, and don't forget, Sauble Speedway didn't get their Dash for Cash rained out. They're just moving it.
Yes.
So it's going to be another event we're going to have to look for this summer. My personal vote, go back to the Wednesday.
There we go.
Cam.
Rich, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight, buddy. Again, we'll see each other at some point this year. I'm not sure which event it's going to be, but
it could be at a wrestling match.
Randy says, just a thought: if you interviewed not only the drivers and the track owners, not only the drivers, but also track owners and fans. What about the fans? If they knew they were going to be on the shows, they would tell all their friends. So interviewing fans is something that, we could definitely look at. The thing is, it is really hard to find somebody that is that passionate.
Yep.
They don't make themselves readily available, but I would more than welcome that. Rich would more than welcome that. But Grandy, I like that suggestion. Very good.
And one person, Randy Spencer, we need to reach out to as well.
Yes.
For the Flamiversary.
There is also Ontario Bone / Pure Stock page on Facebook that's also been covering bone stocks since 2019.
Yes.
So
that's the one I tried to get. Ontario
Yes.
/ Yes. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Rich, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, brother. It's been a blast.
All right. Have a good rest of the night, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Perfect. Cheers, man.
All right. Thank you, Rich. That's Rich Schwarzenberg from Only Fours. We're going to get, hopefully we'll get Josh Stoddy in here in just a hot minute. He's having some issues logging in. We'll see if he can get in there, but we'll get him in there at some point, and we'll see if he can get that sorted. But I appreciate everybody coming in tonight and being a part of the show. It is 872. Oh. This is the live content that you guys came for. This is part of the fun of doing a live show is that sometimes when you try to put stuff in, it doesn't work properly. And we're hopefully going to have the winner of the APC opener, that is Josh Stoddy, joining us to end the show. Really, I mean we're sitting past our regular time, but since he's coming on, we'll try and go to 9:40 if he's able to get in. If not, we'll try and get him on next week at some point. We do have a confirmed guest for next week. We do have the driver of the number 7 mini stock from Flamborough Speedway. Matt Young is going to join us from the Blue Streak contracting team. Josh Stoddy has entered the chat here, so luckily we can bring on Josh Stoddy, the winner of the opener at Sunset Speedway for the APC series, and actually he's coming off of 2 wins because he also won the Steve Slaughter Classic. Josh, not a bad start to the season for you, my friend. APC and Steve Slaughter Classic wins. It's got to be a dream start to the year for you. And I mean, you've been in this division a while. You kind of have paid your dues to to get to this point, but talk about a dream start.
Yeah, I mean, I've won opening night at Sunset. This is now my third year. It's pretty fun. I enjoy, obviously we like winning, but it just kind of sets the tone for the start of the year. And then to back it up with 2 pole awards on top of that, and then go out and get the Daco 100, especially with Daco being on the car, was definitely an amazing start to the year.
Well, obviously we're excited because that means we're going to have one hell of a battle for the championship because we know Stoddy is definitely battling for the top of the APC helm this year. It's going to be a little bit different. We know Kyle Steckley is not likely going to be there full time this year, so we know we're going to have different battling at the front of the field. You had a veteran that was battling up front for that win with you, two of them really, in Dale Shaw and Sean Chenoweth. Sean hasn't looked that competitive in a while, so is that something that you should be worried about this year?
Yeah, Sean's definitely got a lot of seat time and a lot of different vehicles too, which probably helped to his program. Being able to go into a super stock and then a super late and then get into the pro late, that probably gets him a little more racecraft experience. And he's been around for a long time. He's won a lot of very big races, so I don't think that you can discount Sean at all. He's in a good piece. Yeah, Dale's going to be tough as well. I mean, another one not to discount would be Junior Farley. Drove from the back and got up to fourth and battled with me side by side for a long time, and used to run against Junior at Salvo for quite a few years, door to door. So it was fun weekend being able to compete with Junior and Sean and Dale up there. It was a lot of fun.
It's almost like the guys that really have been here from the beginning are all hanging out. You guys have all been really around the APC series since, not calling you guys old or anything, I'm not saying that, no way. But it's been really nice that you guys have been able to stick around and keep being the core of the APC series. Obviously started the season off very well. Was there anything that you feel yesterday that maybe didn't go the way you were hoping for?
Yeah, the car at the end of the race went away on me, but the track, I felt like a lot of teams were chasing the track all day. I don't feel like the track was that great myself.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to iron that out, I guess, figure out what adjustments I could have made to maybe keep it a little tighter at the end. But yeah, I mean, pretty happy with the new piece. I mean, new chassis. There's a lot of bolt-on
Yeah.
parts that were used and whatnot, but really satisfied. And the team effort, like the guys picked up right where we left off last year, and everyone's has their little job, and they're doing it, and it's been working really good.
You obviously come into the next race on June 7th with the points lead. You got a little bit of time, obviously, until June 7th. Plans to do any racing within that period, or are you guys just going to get ready to go for the next race at Flamborough Speedway?
Yeah, I think I mean 50 laps for $2,000 to win at Flamborough is pretty appealing. That's a pretty good payout for a 50-lap late model race. So it's not a spot that it is a spot that I need to get some more seat time on and get more comfortable with. So maybe shaking the dust off there this weekend with the home track guys. Raced against a lot of them too, and everyone's really good competitors at the home track stuff, and really welcoming when the traveling guys come in and do a one-off or whatever. So yeah, looking forward to maybe getting the blue car out, the Canada Clean Fuels car out this weekend for the first time this year, and maybe we can get the old girl in victory lane as well, hopefully.
That's the Stickers and Scuffs car, so I'm happy with that. We are on that one, so I definitely think we want to see that car in victory lane. And obviously going to Flamborough Speedway, we talked about Sean Chenoweth. That is like playground for him. That is the place where he is really good. Cole Quinton's actually been, he's been on fire to start this season too. Started end of last year. He's somebody I think we're going to see a lot of this year. It's got to be rewarding for you, Josh, because you kind of seen this series kind of come from where it started. It's kind of gone through, every series goes through its bumps, but a very solid competitive field at Sunset. Hopefully we see the same going out to Flamborough Speedway for June 7th.
Yeah, and I don't feel like there's anyone out of our field of cars with the APC series that couldn't win. I don't think you could pinpoint it to a top 5 cars. I mean, you got Gelmo's been around, won a lot of big races. Sheridan, I mean, I'm forgetting almost every name that is on that schedule could win this, or on our roster could win a race.
Yeah.
So it's very competitive. I feel like it's the best of the best. And as a driver, that's what I want to beat. I mean, Kyle Stackley, Trayton Lapsovich were still in the field on Saturday. They do a lot more racing than I do. So just to even be in the field with those guys, and like you said, the veterans, the junior Farleys and the Dales, and a lot of people that have been around late model racing for a long time, those are the guys you want to beat. And they keep us on our game and we keep them on their game. So
It's definitely nice to see it once again, the 17 up front for yourself. Dream start to the year, winning the season opener for the APC series. Do you feel that you guys got a championship season in you this year?
yeah, I feel like we're gonna take it race by race. I don't like getting. I've won 2 championships at Sauble, and the one I kind of got points racing, and it damn near bit me in the ass. I won it by 1 point. So ultimately, I want to make the memory with the team. To be honest with you, it was pretty cool this Saturday having my wife and my 2 kids
Yeah.
there, and my little 3-year-old being able to wave the flag for the first time, and all the way home give me the thumbs up, Dad, we won. So that was a really cool experience. So. To relive that moment, I mean, I just want to go out and win races. And, Delaware and Peterborough are places that I haven't won a feature at. I've been close at Delaware, I feel. I've been knocking on the door there a little bit. So I'd love to try and get the thing in Victory Lane at Delaware. And obviously, Peterborough, I mean, really tough place. And would like to put that under our belt as well, say that we won there. So we're going to try and win some more races and see what we can do.
Well, Josh Stoddy Motorsports on fire to start the year with a big win. 2 big wins to start the year. And you know what? We've got a feeling that there's going to be a couple more this year. It definitely seems like the field's going to be really tough. You talked about, like you said, you're forgetting about a lot of the names, but we'll just go in through there. You've got, like you said, Shea Gemmel, Connor Pritico in there, Kyle Steckley, Ray Morneau, Jake Sheridan, Corey McAllister, Junior Farley, Joe Lawrence, Tyler DiVincenzo, names that have been there for many, many years. And we're excited that we'll get to see you competing this season again in the APC series. Hopefully take home the $2,000 to win at Flamborough this weekend. But thank you so much, Josh, for coming on here. I'm glad you got to enjoy some fireworks with the family beforehand.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and sorry about the the mix-up getting on, but yeah, I gotta give it to all the guys that we race against, honestly, because we're doing this as a hobby on Saturdays. We all got jobs, we're all doing our thing. You watch Morneau's team; they blew up in practice and do a complete motor change, and the effort that team put in to try and make the race. That's how much this means to every one of us drivers. And shout out to the Morneau team for working hard trying to get that car back on track. It was tough to see a guy start a season like that.
Josh, who do you want to thank to start off the season getting into Victory Lane twice?
Yeah, obviously all the sponsors on the car, you know who you are. They've been a lot of people have supported me for a long time. We work hard. We do a lot of events with them, golf tournaments, stuff like that. All the sponsor appreciation things that you have to do to keep your sponsors happy. We got some really good partnerships there. Obviously the team, wouldn't do it without them. From Joe Jr. spotting on the radio and Rick Ash driving the rig and Jason Jarvis, Sean Sprung, John Perdinsky, Andy Butchert, Dwayne Stoddy. Everyone. I mean, everyone that's involved, Ken Vansack, everyone that comes out and supports me, my wife, my kids, my mom, family, everyone. Thank you very much.
That's Josh Stoddy, winner of the APC Dayco 100 to start the season, and of course, winner of the Steve Slaughter Classic, going for another win this weekend. Hopefully, at Flamborough Speedway, going to go in $2,000. We'll see how he does, and going to go for that championship this year. Josh, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Yep, thanks for having me, bud.
That is Josh Stoddy from the APC series, winning the first 2 races of the year for APC and the Steve Slaughter Classic. I have been your host, Cam K. Thank you so much for joining me today on ONTrack Weekly. We, you know what? We had a busy night. We had actually 4 guests instead of 3, and we appreciate you guys tuning in on GeForce TV. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're still trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. That's the hope. If we can get to 20,000 subscribers on GeForce TV, we're 500 away, guys. 500. I know Clinton said that he doesn't really pay attention to the numbers. I do. I'm all about numbers. So let's get to 20,000 subscribers here on GeForce TV. All you have to do, get to YouTube, subscribe, turn on the bell for all the notifications for when you go live. You get weekly Ocean Weekend Speedway Racing. You get weekly Little O Racing as well. You get Race Rivals Race Chat with Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey. And then, of course, you get to see my ugly mug here on Mondays for ONTrack Weekly. Have yourselves a great week, everybody. Get out to a racetrack in near you this weekend. There's lots of racing going to be happening, so make sure you go out there, support the racing scene. Thank you to all the guests. Thank you for everybody tuning in tonight. We will catch you all next week here on GeForce TV.